Can you imagine yourself ever saying this? Ma'am, I would love to shoot natural light in your house, but I'm sorry you have square windows. I need round ones. I'm saying this because of this stuff that some people put out there that you have to have a round octa softbox because square highlights in the eyes don't look good. I swear to God, I don't know where they get this stuff from. I love highlights in the eyes. Don't get me wrong. They give life to the eyes, but it doesn't matter what shape they are, I promise you. So today, I'm going to be using a strip box. I love strip boxes more than anything. And if someone came to me and said, hey, I'm just starting, I want to know what to get, I would tell them to get a strip box. I always push those Godox strip boxes. I love those. They sold them in 2-pack. I don't know which ones they are. You have to look on B&H or Amazon or whatever. They had 2 and they came with everything. They came with the grids and the strip boxes. They were bigger, but they were fantastic and I used them all the time. But I got out of Godox, so I didn't, I have a couple strip boxes for Profoto. I don't use them as much because they're cumbersome. But when I go to shoot a job, commercial job that I'm renting, that's what I get. Now, these here, I love these, MagMods, whatever, but that's what I'm using today. I'm just going to use one, and then we'll do a shoot with 2, because one of these is fantastic. It allows you to shoot head-to-toe kind of stuff, giving that full coverage. You can turn it, horizontally for headshots. We're going to do all that. Just have fun with it and show you what this can do with just one speed light in it. It's fun. And it's a nice little setup. So doesn't matter what kind it is. You can get any kind you want. I choose these because they're just easy and I like the magnet kind of stuff. And I have that anyway. So we're going to use a strip box today. And go through the different ways you can use just one strip box. And then in a future shoot, we'll use the 2 strip boxes and we'll put the grids on it, everything. But I just really wanted to show you, what these things are capable of and not giving a crap about the shape of a highlight in someone's eyes. It's kind of silly. Anyway, let's get to the shoot and see how we do. So I don't want to be an advertisement today for anything I'm using. I love this strip box by MagMod, but you can use any strip box. I do love the Sony flashes. I've said this before. I've said this for years and years. If you're just starting out in flash photography, this is in TTL mode and it didn't miss a shot. It impresses me every single time I use this system. I love the images it produces. I love the skin tones coming out of this with the flash. There is something special about these flashes. Again, I'm not sponsored by them. I don't have a link for you for the Sony flashes. I'm just appreciating what they do. And I'm thinking somebody starting out in flash photography, if you can throw this in TTL and throw it in a softbox like this and get great shots, you're halfway there. It's when you get into the artistic stuff that you have to practice and, get better at it. And light placement, it's really, really important. And I'm always going to preach that. That backlight, it is in manual mode, but I have it set at 1/32 power. Always start really low with a backlight and don't overpower and make sure the placement of the backlight is correct. You want it at the top of their head going down, not just to the center of their head, because you'll give a girl dark roots and you don't want to do that. But anyway, getting back to this shoot. Now I'm going to use this in vertical and horizontal mode. I'm getting head to toe coverage in vertical mode, and I have really great leeway. When I'm using just the flash, and I do that a lot, as you see in this channel, you don't have a lot of leeway with a full length or, tight shots. The model has to stay somewhat in the right position. But with this, it gives me a lot of leeway. Now, I just did a headshot for this, so I wanted to put that horizontal so it gets a wrap around, and it gives me a really nice beauty shot, and I do like the look of it. But the key is, get your main light in TTL if you are using a flash that you can count on with TTL. And I will go to manual later, and I'll show you why. But this really did impress me. Whether she's in black clothes or light clothes, I got the correct exposure. The only time this is going to, give you, and again, even with the TTL, it gave me the correct exposure, but I wanted something different, and we'll get into that later.
So now, again, if you're using Godox and you're happy with a TTL, or you're using a newer flash or Profoto, it doesn't matter. If you're happy with it, use it. I don't want to push a specific flash on you just because I love it. But this flash setup I do love. And the MagMod system, it's expensive. It's a, some think it's a bit gimmicky. That's fair. I use it because it's easy to use. I love their carry system. I love the magnetic system. It just works for me. And it's the longevity of this company is amazing to me. I think they just did a great job and create, great products. That's just my opinion. But I do love their strip boxes. I'm so glad they came out with these. Setting that up wasn't as easy as just one little click, by the way. You have to get used to that when you push it down. It can pinch you a little bit. So just be careful with that. Now I'm just using the strip box back and having it bounce off that white sheet just a little bit. It's a look, and it's not perfect. Some people love it. That's better in black and white when you do that kind of shot. But now if I turn that horizontally, I can wrap it around her face and still get the same look. Now I'm going to get a hair light out of this, a face light out of this, and it's going to give me that, little bit more of a dramatic look that I want. Normally for this, I would use a grid on this, to really contain that light. But I just wanted to show you this without the grid so you can see what this, plain strip box can do, without the extras. And I do love the way it looks. Of course, you're going to get shadow because of the hair, but you're going to have her push that hair back or whatever. It'll work fine. Now, I went to a dark backdrop, and normally I would immediately close the shade for something like this, but I wanted you to see, it's still a little bit mixed lighting, but it's not hitting her. The light from the flash is definitely, lighting her, and I'm getting a little bit of light on that backdrop. That's why it's a little lighter on that right side. And I have this, the strip box up a little bit and pointed down to carve out the cheekbones. I really want to, to pull out her features because she has such gorgeous features. I didn't want to hide them. Now, moving it closer to her, I'm actually going to sweep it by her, and it's going to hit off that, the white panel and come back a little bit for a little bit of fill. But it's a gorgeous, dramatic kind of look. It gives me a little bit more shadows. And remember, this is still mixed light, but I'm still getting that dramatic look because I have the camera at ISO 64 and at f2.8. Now, I'm going to close the shade, and you're going to see a dramatic difference in the images. I'm not changing any of the settings, none whatsoever. So you're going to see that the flash is doing the job. Again, this is still in TTL mode, but it's producing the light needed. And believe me, I was running the 4 AA batteries on the backlight and this one, but I do have the power pack on the main light on the one in the softbox. Not that you could have done this again with just the 4 batteries and the flash alone. It just gives me faster recycle time. Now this, I wanted to throw in that Gobo system again. I just did a couple with it to play with it. It's just not the right look. It's not the look I was looking for. Now this is TTL, and because it's reading the whole scene, and I'm back further, and it's a wide angle shot, it's not the kind of look that I wanted. So I'm going to throw it into manual to control that main light a little bit more. This is where you're going to have to learn the manual settings versus TTL. And it's easy, throw it in manual, take the shot. If you don't like it, raise the flash power a little bit or lower the flash power a little bit to make it fit your needs. And you can also move the flash. But this is the difference because I'm sweeping it by her, like towards me more than the backdrop. You see if the angle of the flash, it's not going to hit the background. It's going to hit her, hit that black, and it's not going to bounce around. A V-flat or any kind of black panel that would suck up the light is really handy to have. So it could be a black sheet for all that matters. Now I'm going to go to that horizontal again because I want to wrap it around her face, but I want it more on this side. I want to carve out those cheekbones. I want to give some dramatic to that left side of her face, and this is going to do it. That's why I love strip boxes so much because you can control this so much. And again, a grid onto this, it's just so much easier. But again, I just wanted to show you what it is with just the plain light. You can see it falling on the backdrop a little bit. If I had the grid on that, you wouldn't have any fall off on the backdrop. That would be much darker. But I'm losing her on the left side, and I have the fill light on the right side, or the hair light. I'm going to switch that over now, and you're going to see what a difference it makes. And it's just a touch of light, enough to separate it and pull out that side of her head, that side of her hair, to carve her out a little bit from the backdrop. And it's a minor change, but it makes a world of difference in your images. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this shoot. It was a lot of fun. I love this system, and I just love that literally anybody can use this right out of the box. Thanks for watching as always. If you have any questions, leave them below.